July 1518. The city of Strasbourg, Europe. It's midday, the air is hot and dry. A woman steps into the street and suddenly begins to dance. No drums, no music. Just her moving wildly as if something has taken over her body. Hours pass, but she doesn't stop. Within days, dozens of others join her. And this isn't ordinary dancing. No one can stop, even if they want to. Eventually, some collapse to the ground and never get up again. This was the dancing plague, an epidemic that killed hundreds through relentless, uncontrollable dance. If you enjoy stories like this, subscribe to the channel. Today we're traveling 500 years back into this terrifying mystery. The time Strasbourg was struggling. People were hungry, crops had failed, disease was common. Religious tension and fear filled the air. In the middle of this, a woman recorded in history as Frau Trophia walked into the street and began to dance. First people laughed. They thought maybe she was joking or rehearsing for a wedding celebration. But when the sun began to set and she was still dancing, her feet bleeding, the laughter faded. Fear began to spread. Within days, others started to join her. This wasn't joyful dancing. Their bodies moved on their own, without rhythm or reason. People would collapse from exhaustion, then get back up and dance again. Some cried as they moved. Some had blank expressions like their minds were somewhere else. Soon, nearly 400 people were dancing in the streets at the same time. Panic spread through the city. Some said it was the devil's work. Others swore it was God's punishment. City leaders had no idea what to do. They believed the dancers wouldn't stop until they were completely exhausted. So they came up with a bizarre plan. They built large stages, cleared halls, and brought in musicians to keep the dancers moving. They thought with enough dancing, the illness would burn itself out. But it had the opposite effect. As music filled the streets, even more people started dancing. It became a kind of mass madness. Some dropped dead from heart attacks. Others collapsed unconscious. For days, the victims ate nothing, drank little, and never stopped moving. Skin tore from the soles of their feet. Muscles ripped. Breathing became heavy and strained. There was no cure in the 16th century. Modern scientists suggest this might have been caused by ergot poisoning, a toxic fungus that grows on rye and wheat, affecting the nervous system. Others believe it was mass hysteria, a collective psychological breakdown brought on by hunger, poverty, and fear. This wasn't the first outbreak. In 1374, the city of Aachen experienced the same horror. People danced in the streets until they dropped dead. Historical accounts say dancers would pray, scream, collapse, then rise and keep moving. Churches became places of refuge, where victims begged Saint Vitus to save them. Because of this, the illness was sometimes called Saint Vitus dance. In those times, everything was seen through a religious or supernatural lens. Some said the dancers were paying for their sins. Others believed they were possessed by evil spirits. Crowds gathered in churches to pray for forgiveness, but these gatherings often spread the illness further. The event became immortalized in folk songs and paintings, some showing wild-eyed dancers, others depicting frightened onlookers staring at the chaos. The Strasbourg dancing plague lasted for weeks. Then one day it simply ended. Some survivors recovered. Others died or were left permanently weakened. No one ever found a definitive cause. Was it the deadly fungus? Or a psychological storm born from the crushing weight of life in the Middle Ages? 5 centuries later, it remains one of history's strangest medical mysteries. This was the plague that forced hundreds to dance, until their bodies gave out. If you enjoyed this story and want to hear more, subscribe now. Because history is full of dark, hidden stories, still waiting to be told.